Hello, second grade. This is Module 5, Lesson 16. Okay, so we're going to continue to subtract. And remember that when we set this up vertically, we need to set them up or line up the ones, the tens, and the hundreds. But if you look at the second number, 53, does not have a hundreds. But we still need to line up the ones and the tens, even though we don't have a hundreds here. So make sure your ones and your tens are lined up. So when you set it up vertically, it should look like this. Okay, let's go ahead and subtract here. Can we take 3 away from 4? Yes, we can. So what's 4 minus 3? 1. Very good. Can we take 5 away from 0? No, we cannot. So what do we need to do with that 0? We need to give it a 1 to make it a 10. And then we need to cross out this 3, and we're going to change that 3 into a 2. So what is 10 minus 5? 5. And all we have to do here is bring down the 2. So our answer is 251. Alright. So here's 406 minus 187. Go ahead and set this up vertically. Push pause and then push play when you're done. Alright, let's compare. This is how I set mine up. I lined up my ones, my tens, and my hundreds. Ones, tens, hundreds are in a line. That means I am ready to subtract. Can I take 7 away from 6? No, I cannot. Now let's look ahead. Can I take 8 away from 0? No, I cannot. So I can't take anything from here yet. So we need to go to the next one, which is the hundreds. So we're going to give that 1, that 10 to the 6 to make it 16. And then we're going to give that 1 to the 10 to make it a 10, or 1 to it 0 to make it a 10. And then we can start crossing things out. So let's cross out the 10 and the 4, because the 4 needs to give the 0 a 10 here so that we can subtract. So, and then the 10 gives a 1 to the 16, if that makes sense. So, since we cross this out, we take 1 away, and it's going to be a 9. And we cross the 4 out, so it's going to be a 3. Alright, let's go ahead and subtract now. What is 16 minus 7? 9. What is 9 minus 8? 1. And what is 3 minus 1? 2. Now remember, if you need to, you can do that strategy where we put the 7, the bottom number, we can put 7 in our head, and we can count up to 16. So let's try that. 7, put 7 in your head. 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, and we come up with 9. Let's try it with here, in the tens place here. So we put 8 in our head and we count to 9. So 8, 9, we got 1. Put 1 in our head and count up to 3. Put 1 in your head, count up to 3. Ready? 1, 2, 3, and we got 2. So we came up with the number 219 as our answer. Here's our next problem. Go ahead and set it up vertically, and then we'll compare. Alright, so this is how mine looks. Does yours look like mine? I have my ones, my tens, and my hundreds all lined up. Alright, so let's look at this. Can we take 6 away from 1? No, we cannot. And let's go ahead and look ahead here, because I see I have a 0 in the middle here. And if I have 0 of something, I can't take 1 away. So just by looking at that, I know I'm going to have to go to my hundreds place and start taking away from the hundreds first. So let's go ahead and give that 1 to the 1 here to make it 11. We also need to give 1 to the 0 to make it a 10, and we can cross those two out because we need to give those away. So we're giving 1 away from 10, which is going to be 9. We're giving 1 away from 5, which is going to be 4. Okay, now we can go ahead and subtract now that we have all this set up. What is 11 minus 6? Remember, you can put 6 in your head and count up to 11. So do that. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. What did we get? 5. We can do that with here. Minus 1. Put 1 in your head and count up to 9. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. We got 8. We could put 3 in our head and count up to 4. So put 3 in your head, 3, and 4, we got 1. So our answer is 185. Here's our next problem. Go ahead and set this up vertically and solve on your own. When you are done, push play again and we will compare our answers. Okay, so you should be done solving this problem. If you have not solved it yet, make sure you pause this video one more time and go ahead and solve it. Is this how you set yours up? It should look like this. The ones are all in a row, the tens and the hundreds are all lined up, ready to solve the problem. Now, if we look at this, I see that I have 2 zeros here. And remember, we just said that if we have zeros, we can't take anything away from it. So we need to go to the next spot over here. So I'm going to have that 1 go right here to this 0 to make it a 10. And I need another one to make the other 0 a 10. And then I can start crossing them out. So if I take 1 away from 10 right here, I'm going to have a 9. So that changes to a 9. If I take 1 away from the 7, it's going to be a 6. So now I can start subtracting because I have this all set up and ready to go. What is 10 minus 9? You can put 9 in your head and count up to 10. Or you can just look at it and say, oh, I have 10. And I took 9 away, and I have 1 left. What is 9 minus 0? Pretty simple. If you have 9 things and you don't take anything away, you still have 9. What is 6 minus 5? You could put you could put 5 in your head and count 6. Or you could say, if I have 6 things and I take away 5 of them, I have 1 left. And my answer is 191. Go ahead and set this up vertically and then solve it on your own. Push pause and then push play when you are all done solving, and we will compare our answers. Alright, so this is how I set mine up. I can look ahead and see that I have 2 zeros here. So that means I'm going to need to do some extra crossing out and extra borrowing. So I'm going to give that first 0 a 1 to make it a 10. The second 0 also gets a 1 to make it a 10. And now I can start crossing things out. So I cross this one out to give over here. If I take 1 away from 10, it is 9. And if I take 1 away from 9, it is 8. So what is 10 minus 6? You can put 6 in your head and count to 10. Let's do that. Put 6 in your head. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Now I have 4. Now I have 9 minus 2. You can put 2 in your head and count up to 9. Put 2 in your head. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. We came up with 7. And now let's do 8 minus 6. If I have 6 in my head and I count up to 8, 6, 7, 8, I get 2. My answer is 274. It is now your turn to do this on your own. You need to get your exit ticket. You need to solve these two problems right here. Don't worry about this chart over here. You're just setting these up vertically like we've been doing, and you're going to solve those. Don't forget to borrow and do all of that correctly. Make sure you show your work so that I see what you're doing. Take a picture, send it to me. Good luck.